Alright, shalom everybody. How's everybody doing? This is your boy El Kenya coming at you with another video. First off, I want to give all praise to the Most High of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the Holy One of Israel, our King and our Savior. There is none other. He's the Alpha and the Omega, the first and the last, the beginning and the end. Alright, now with that being said, today we're going to go ahead and get in today's lesson. It's going to be called, Is God the Author of Confusion? And we're going to answer that with scriptures. It's not going to be all from my own saying. Because over here in this false New Testament, where Jesus and Paul, we have in where it says God is not the author of confusion. Well, that's obviously a lie, and we're going to prove that later on. This video runs a little bit long. I'm probably going to make this a 2 or 3 part video. But anyway, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to be 1 Corinthians chapter 14 and 33. It says, "For God is not the author of confusion, but peace, as in all churches of the saint." Well, first off, that's garbage right there. As I've read in other videos, I'm going to go ahead and go to Psalms chapter 45. Because God, Most High is not, well, for purposes, God, as you know, the scriptures call him, says that he's not the author. He's only about peace. Well, that's a lie, because we can clearly point out where he's, clearly a man of war. We're going to go to Psalms chapter 45. Psalms chapter 45, verse 7, and it reads, "I form the light, and I create darkness. I make peace, and I create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things." All right, so clearly right here it's saying that the Most High, he does any and everything, light and dark, good and evil. That is interchangeably, peace and evil, good, bad, yin, yang. So the Most High is the creator of peace and evil. So already that's a knock on the New Testament. Now, to get into the bulk of the lesson, where he's not the author of confusion, let's go ahead and turn to Genesis chapter 11. And this right here is talking about the Tower of Babel, where Ham, Shem, and Japhet, Noah's sons, and all their descendants, they were at one point living amongst each other. All right. So we have Genesis. We're going to start at the very beginning. "And the whole earth was of one language and of one speech. And it came to pass, as they journeyed from the east, that they found a plain in the land of Shinar, and they dwelt there. And they said to one another, Go to, let us make brick and burn them thoroughly. They had brick for stone, and slime had they for mortar." All right, so they were building some kind of project. Mortar and stone, it's basically what you use for construction. "And they said, Go to, let us build us a city and a tower whose top may reach unto heaven, and let us make a name, lest we be scattered abroad the face of the whole earth. And the Most High came down to see the city and the tower which the children of men builded. And the Most High said, Behold, the people is one, and they have all one language." So at this time it's saying that they all were the same. They all had one language. "And this they begin to do, and now nothing will be restrained from them which they have imagined to do. Go to, let us go down and confound their language." All right, so already we're at the word confound. Let's look up the word confound right quick in the dictionary. Confound. we're going to look up the synonyms for confound. Bewilder, confuse, there's that word confuse, disconcert, dumbfound, fluster, mislead, misinform, muddle, mystify, nonplus, obscure, perplex, puzzle. Also, bewilder. So, all of these verbs is some type of confusion. Also, off the top of my head, we have pandemonium. We all know pandemonium, is, a chaotic situation. So chaos is another form of confusion. Okay, let's look up confused. Let's just look up the definition of confused, since we have a synonym for it. Has in this one bewilder, so let's look up bewilder. Confused. So we're gonna go ahead and go to my phone, and we're gonna go ahead and just go to a dictionary, and we're gonna look up with the word confused. A lot of dictionaries, they're kind of bad about giving you certain words or synonyms for the definition. It's not very clear. Okay, easiest definition I'm gonna read out: to make something complex or less easy to understand. All right, so it's not easily understandable. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and go back to verse 7. It says, "Go to, let us go down, and therefore confound their language, that they may not understand one another's speech." So right quick, I'm gonna switch languages. Si yo te hablo en este idioma así, tú no me entiendes porque es otro idioma y te confunde. Pero when I switch back, now you understand me. But when I was speaking Spanish before, it confused you because you really had no idea what I was saying if you don't speak Spanish. That's what happened. The languages were confounded. Right? So verse 8. So the Lord scattered them abroad from thence upon the face of the earth, of all the earth, and they left off to build the city. Therefore it is the name of it called Babel, because the Most High did there confound the languages of all the earth. From thence did the Most High scatter them abroad upon the face of the earth. Now we're going to read that again, all right? Because that verse 9 is really important. Therefore, it is the name of it called Babel, because the Lord did there confuse the language or confound of all the earth. All right, so right there, Babel means confusion, because when you babble, let's look up the word Babel. A confused noise typically made by numbering voices. Synonyms: clamor, din, racket, confusion, noise, tumult, uproar, hubbub. Also another definition: a scene of noisy confusion. So Babel is confusion. This is what happened. The Most High confused all the descendants of Ham, Shem, and Japheth. All right, now that's one example. Next, we're going to go ahead and go to 1 Samuel. Samuel actually has a lot of stuff. I just picked out a couple things. We're going to go to 1 Samuel 14. And All right, we're gonna go ahead and start with the 17th verse. Then Saul said unto the people that were there with him, Number now and see who is gone from us. And when they had numbered, behold, Jonathan and his armor bearer were not there. And Saul said unto Ahiah, Bring hither the ark of God, for the ark of God was at that time with the children of Israel. And it came to pass, while Saul talked unto the priests, that the noise that was in the host of the Philistines went on and increased. So the Philistines were coming. They were coming to get him. And Saul said unto the priest, Withdraw thine hand. And Saul and all the people that were with him assembled themselves, and they came to battle. And behold, every man's sword was against his fellow, and there was a great discomfiture. I don't know what discomfiture means, so let's look up the word discomfiture. A state of being disconcerted, confusion. Uh-oh. More confusion. I thought the Most High wasn't the author of confusion. All right. Verse 21. Moreover, the Hebrews that were with the Philistines before that time, which went up from them into the camp from the country round about, even they also turned to be with the Israelites that were with Saul and Jonathan. Likewise, all the men of Israel which hid themselves in Mount Ephraim, when they heard that the Philistines fled, even they also followed hard after them in battle. And the Most High saved Israel that day, and the battle passed over Bethaven. All right, so clearly here the Most High confused the Philistines and turned the sword against them. All right, that's what discomfiture is. Now, next we're going to go ahead and go to Joshua chapter 10. Joshua chapter 10. All right. We're going to go ahead and start with the 5th verse. And we're going to start with 8th. And the Most High said unto Joshua, Fear them not. Well, 7. Sorry. So Joshua ascended from Gilgal, he and the people of war with him, and all the mighty men of valor. And the Lord said unto Joshua, Fear them not, for I have delivered them into thine hand. There shall not be a man of them stand before thee. So right now, again, Israel's at war, and the Israelites are scared, but the Most High is their power, and the Most High said that he's with Israel, always. So he said that he's delivered the enemies of Israel into the hands, into thine hand. So they're going to go against the enemy, which here are the Amorites at this time. All right. Verse 9, Joshua therefore came unto them suddenly and went up from Gilgal all night. 10. And the Most High discomfited them before Israel and slew them with a great slaughter at Gibeon, and chased them along the way that goeth up to Beth-horon, and smote them to Azekah and unto Makkedah. And it came to pass, as they fled from before Israel, and were in the going of Beth-horon, that the Most High cast down great stones from heaven upon them unto Azekah, and they died. They were more which died with hailstones than they whom the children of Israel slew with the sword. All right, so the Most High, he set up, this goes to another part that we read that disproves that First Corinthians garbage over in the false New Testament about him being the author of peace. The Most High made war, as I said. Most High set up for his chosen nation to war with the Amorites, and he confused the Amorites, and he set up the slaughter of a couple Amorites for them to run, and for him to rain down from the heavens to kill the Amorite army. All right, so the Most High did that. He confused them. That's another example of confusion. So already we're seeing that this whole, God is not the author of confusion. That's a lie. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and cut this video off, and we're going to come back with a part 2.